Hey there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in the craft room, I am covering some wooden letters with some gorgeous pattern paper from the 12 by 12 cardstock shop. This video is kind of sponsored by them. I got to guest design for their YouTube channel, so make sure you click over to the 12 by 12 cardstock shop YouTube channel and subscribe. All right, so I got this paper from their shop. It is 12 by 12 patterned paper. I love this plaid. It is so fun for Halloween, and I really like the backside with the cute little skeletons. So I was able to buy the exact amount of paper I needed to cover these wooden letters. Now, these wooden letters I have had for years, and I've always wanted to decorate them and cover them with paper for my home decor. And so I guess this year was the right time. So I am tracing the letter on the back side of the paper, and I flipped the letters so that like it's backwards when I'm tracing it. And I'm using pencil because that's going to show up really good on the black paper and then make it a little bit easier for me to cut this out, along with a pair of reading glasses. Yeah, that's my secret weapon these days. Reading glasses. When you get to a certain age, yeah, it's the, next step before actual prescription glasses, I'm sure. Now I am just fussy cutting this whole thing out, and you can see I'm such a fast cutter. Yeah. So there's my letter B, and it fits right on the wooden block so well. I'm quite pleased with it. So I'm going to repeat that with both of the O's. Now I got these wooden blocks at a shop that creates such thing, but nowadays you can really find a lot of wooden home decor pieces that you could alter just like this, and for any season really. So now I'm taking some black matte acrylic paint, just picked it up when I was at Target. You can get it wherever. It's nothing special. So now I'm painting the edges. I didn't feel like it would be very easy to cover the edges with paper, and also it was just quick and easy to paint the edge with black. I didn't want it to be just the wood color, but if that goes with your decor, you could totally just leave it plain and have the wood show through. It's up to you and what you want your project to look like, really. This is a totally customizable thing. So now you'll see I am painting like the edge a little bit, and that's because if my paper is off or a little small, cut too close on one side, the black will be there instead of the plain wood. So there's all of them painted. I got a little paint all over my hands. Now it's time to stick the paper down. So I'm using Mod Podge. I'm using what I had on hand, which happens to be gloss Mod Podge. I would prefer it to be matte or not shiny. So I'm being really careful not to get the Mod Podge on the inside edge like that right there, because I don't want to have a shiny spot on my matte black paint, right? Then you just press that into place, and using a foam brush really allows you to get like a thin layer so you don't get that warping, like when you were in kindergarten and you used too much glue. We don't want that. That's not cute. So now all the letters are glued on. I'm going to let that set for a little bit, let them dry, and then it's time to sand. So sanding the edges is going to give you that nice finished look. And then wherever the paper maybe is a little bit too big, you can just sand that paper away. Now I'm using a sanding block for this. You could use just traditional sandpaper. That's not a big deal at all. You just really want to get something that's not too big of a grit. You want like small grit, fine grit sandpaper for paper, and I find that that works really good. I really like it when I'm doing the inside of the letter, like the openings in the middle of the B. It's great. Okay, now I have some distress crayons. These are the Mica crayons that came out for Halloween, and I'm using Iron Gate. I'm coloring on the edge and then smudging that out with my finger, and it looks so good, like a little glow, and it's got that little bit of mica in it, so it has like a really fun shimmer, and it was really super easy to do. You could replicate this look by using other products that you already have on hand, like a sponge with some ink. You could do a little dry brush painting, but I really like a little color on the edge. So there's the entire boo, all done with that same crayon, and I love it. I think it looks really fun with that. Okay, so for the back, I kind of was debating what I wanted to do on the back. I decided to go ahead and cut out paper for the back as well, because you could set this in a place where the back side would be seen, like on a table or in a window. I don't know, maybe you want the back side to look nice. So I went ahead and did the skeletons for the back, so it would be a little bit different, and I did the exact same thing as I did before, tracing it, cutting it out by hand, gluing it down with Mod Podge, then letting that dry for a minute before bringing in my sandpaper. So you can see here what I'm talking about with the sandpaper. You can use a little piece and really get in there a little bit easier. I'm also using the Iron Gate Distress Crayon. I love it on the black. It really looks like a glow. Very cool. So again, repeated that with the O's, and there it is, covered on both sides. Now, there's something that came with these letters that I totally didn't remember. So I'm going to cover that, those extra pieces, with this twill cardstock. This is basil cardstock, smooth cardstock. It's called Smoothies, and it goes really well with the Iron Gate Distress Mica spray stain. So I'm spraying that. I'm doing 4 different squares because I need to cover my little wooden ghosts on the front and the back. There they are. They came with it. They have a hole in the top, and the letter O's have a hole drilled in them so you can dangle these ghosts in the center of the O. Like, I really truly did not remember that until I opened it. So I was going to maybe put some bats somewhere on my boo, but this was perfect. So I am doing the same exact thing I did before, but using this cardstock, which is from the 12 by 12 cardstock shop. They have like every color. It's in 12 by 12. They have different textures, different weights, and they have like every single color. And you can order as many sheets or as few sheets as you want of a color. They also have variety packs. They have specialty papers. It's a really cool shop. If you haven't checked it out, I'm going to have my link for it in the description box below so you can. All right, so there's my ghost front and back. I did make sure to poke the hole through, but now I need to get twine through that little hole. So this is my secret weapon. One of my viewers told me about this and actually sent me these flossers. So you put the flosser through, put your twine through the loop of the flosser, and pull it through the hole. It's game changer. It really is. I'm even using it here because it's such a long distance. For me to try to thread that through that wood would be impossible. But this just pulls it right through. Like, there was no stress, no headache in doing that whatsoever. So now I just need to tie things off and then it'll be done. I actually ended up tying the twine around the ghost and tying a knot at the top of the ghost because it did fall out. So yeah, it was a little bit easier. Now I am tying the knot for the top, but I didn't want it to fall out like it did on the ghost. So I put a little glue in there, and that's really going to secure that so it's not going to be disturbed and hold it in place so nicely. So there it is with the dangling ghost. It's so cute. And I did that to the other O for 2 matching O's. And now I have this really cool home decor piece. Finally, I'm sure I've had it for like 5 years. Yeah, so yay for me. I did it. Now, I staged this a couple different ways in my home, and I thought I would show you. I think I'm going to keep it by these baskets right here. I like how that looks the most. And that is it for my video today. I thank you so much for coming by and letting me share something that I've made that's not a card, but I do have more card making videos for you all the time. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. And if you enjoyed this kind of video, let me know with a thumbs up, and I'll chat with you in the comments below. Happy stamping! Bye!